Self-directed IRAs. Let's cash in.
Finance for the everyday millennial. Hard-charging solutions. We provide an accelerant in the journey towards financial independence.
Welcome back to Cash-In with Cassian, the financial forum for young professionals. Today we're going to look at a retirement savings option that you may not have heard of, a self-directed IRA or SD-IRA. Self-directed IRAs allow types of investment that regular IRAs do not, which makes them appealing for people who prefer to invest in more than just traditional financial instruments. Let's start with the basic rules because these are constant across all IRA account types. SD-IRAs can be set up as traditional IRAs or as Roth IRAs. Your contributions to a traditional SD-IRA are made with pre-tax dollars, so they may be tax deductible providing you meet the current IRA limits. And for 2022, that means single filers must have a modified adjusted gross income of $68,000 or less, and married filers cannot make more than $109,000. As your earnings rise, your tax deduction falls until it goes away entirely at $78,000 for single filers or $129,000 for married couples. Contributions to a Roth SD-IRA are always made with post-tax dollars, so there's no upfront deduction. You still have to adhere to the 5-year rule regarding withdrawals, and your earnings grow tax-free, just as with regular Roth accounts. The maximum amount you can contribute to your IRA for 2022 is $6,000 if you are age 50 or under. You can add another $1,000 as a catch-up contribution if you are over age 50 for a total of $7,000. But this won't apply for our millennial or Gen Z RINOs just yet. The first step in creating an SD-IRA is to find a custodian to set it up. A custodian is a financial institution that holds and accounts investments for safekeeping to ensure the account complies with all IRS and government regulations pertaining to all IRAs. Most custodians are trust companies that are approved by the IRA to handle SD-IRAs. It's likely that your local bank or online brokerage that manages your current IRA will not be able to set up an SD-IRA. You can conduct a web search for trustees that handle SD-IRAs, then cross-check your findings against the current list of non-bank trustees on the IRS website. After you find a trustee or custodian to set up your SD-IRA, the next step is to choose the types of investment you want to make. This is where you can personalize your IRA to your own financial needs. While regular IRAs limit your investment options to cash or financial instruments such as stocks, bonds, mutual funds, index funds, or ETFs, a self-directed IRA allows you to put your money in any number of investments. Some common SD-IRA investments include precious metals, commercial and residential real estate, farms, ranches, established businesses, and cryptocurrencies. Are you a fan of horse racing? Your SD-IRA can own a racehorse. Do you dream of being the next Steven Spielberg? Your SD-IRA can invest in a movie production. A basic rule of thumb is that if an investment is legal to own, you can hold it in your SD-IRA. Your initial seed money for an SD-IRA can come as a rollover from an existing IRA or 401k account. If you do this as a trustee-to-trustee transfer, you'll be able to avoid any tax consequences. If you ask for the funds to be dispersed by check, the trustee may withhold 20% of your request up front as a safeguard against taxes and penalties. You must deposit the check into your new SD-IRA within 60 days of receipt in order to avoid a tax penalty. Once you've chosen your investment types, be sure to conduct proper due diligence before you make an investment. This could mean conducting a walkthrough and inspection of any real estate you want to buy, confirming that your crypto broker is legit, or that the vineyard you like has, actual vines in the ground. When investing in a small business or even in your own business, the IRS has a number of regulations in place around the kinds of transactions that are permitted and the types of business structures that can qualify for investment. So be sure to review this information thoroughly with a tax professional as well as your SD-IRA custodian to ensure that your small business investments are in compliance with federal law. When you know that an investment is permitted, your next step is to find a broker to purchase the investment, then direct the custodian or trustee of your SD-IRA to release the funds to complete the desired transaction. If you're used to managing your IRA with just a few keystrokes online, an SD-IRA can sound a bit complex. Your SD-IRA custodian should have a process and checklist in place to guide you through everything. I usually advise new SD-IRA owners to take the time and walk through each step with their trustee or custodian to familiarize them with the overall process. The cost to set up an SD-IRA varies, but you should expect to pay anywhere between $200 to $500 for initial setup, plus any ongoing fees charged by your custodian. For investor alerts about risks associated with SD-IRAs, check out the U.S. Securities and Exchange website at sec.gov. You can also reach out to your RINO financial planner for a one-on-one consultation on the pros and cons of different types of retirement accounts. Until next time, RINOs, this is Cassian reminding you that it is always a good time to cash in with Cassian.